2016 has been a breakout season for Marcus Semien. The Bay Area product has truly found a home with the Athletics. The everyday shortstop has proved his worth as his defense gets stronger game by game. Last night, Semien hit his 16th home run, one more than he hit all of last year. The A's infielder is all-star worthy and is becoming one of the best all-around shortstops in the American League. Tonight, Marcus Semien and the A's continue their hot streak and open up a three-game interleague set against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Game 1 starts right now. We have more interleague baseball from the Coliseum. After taking 3 out of 4 from the Giants, the A's set their attention on the Pittsburgh Pirates as Sonny Gray looks for his 4th win of the year. It's the first of a 3-game weekend series. It's the Pirates and the A's coming up on CSN California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Mark Mulder, I'm Glenn Kuiper. One of the highlights the first half of the season for the A's has been the play of Marcus Semien. And you think about where he was last year, Mark, and where he is now, he really has become one of the best all-around shortstops in the American League.
He really has, and I think the early work he puts in with Wash every day is a direct result of his fielding percentage. The reason he's higher in the ranks, you see 5th among AL shortstops, and then the home runs. That's just becoming more selective, starting to lay off of those chase pitches that used to get him off the plate, the breaking balls down and away. He knows what he can hit, and he knows what he can't. And when you start to become selective like that, the power can really start to show.
Now, for the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're 3 games under the 500 mark. It's been a disappointing season. This is a pretty talented team, but even though they're struggling some, they still have one of the best outfields in all of baseball. Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco, all extremely talented players.
All 3 of them crazy athletic also, and you see the outfield assists. It's going to be interesting to see how much the A's try to push the envelope, whether they're going to take extra bases, how Wash is going to send guys from third. All 3 of these guys can throw, they can all run, and with hitting 2, 3, 4 in this lineup, they are the center of this lineup that do most of the damage.
All right, so Sonny Gray is going to pitch for the A's. The Pirates will send left-hander Jeff Locke to the mound. A's have won 6 out of 8, and they'll try to keep it rolling this weekend against the Pittsburgh Pirates. A's and Pirates coming up. We'll have lineups and first pitch right after this.
California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
We are set for baseball from the Coliseum. It's the A's and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Don't say that very often, A's and Pirates. They've only played each other 5 times in interleague play. This is the 5th. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 64 degrees at the Coliseum. Crowd still filing in. So Friday night baseball here in Oakland. And there are the Pirates with the gray uniform trimmed with the black and gold. In the lineup tonight, some familiar names, including former Athletic John Jaso, then Gregory Polanco, Andrew McCutchen, Starling Marte. That is their outfit. It's very good. David Freese, Matt Joyce, Josh Harrison, Jody Mercer, and Chris Stewart. That's the Pittsburgh Pirates starting lineup.
And Sonny Gray, 0-5 in his last 10 starts, looking to break that up. And what does he do? He changes his song. Every starting pitcher kind of picks out a song. He went with something, I guess we could call it extremely country. I guess maybe would be a nice way to put it, but hey, you got to try anything if you want to break this up.
Yeah, so we're not going to go with any of those country music song jokes that are always out there. But hey, if it helps Sonny,
first pitch,
we're all for it.
7:07.
So John Jaso steps in the box. Jaso at 272, 4 homers, 22 RBIs, playing first base for the Pirates. Jaso always been a good hitter. And Sonny Gray looking for his 4th win of the year. It'll be Jaso, Polanco, and McCutchen.
It's a Pirate lineup that has struggled parts of this season. Recently they've gotten it going a little bit. Some of the Pirate people kind of said they feel like they've kind of turned a corner. There's a lot of good athletes on this team. They're a much better team than what they've done so far this year.
Roll to Alonso, who has it, and he runs to the bag. Jaso is gone. So 1 out here in the 1st inning. The defense for the A's tonight, it has Davis in left, Jake Smolinski getting a start in center field, and then Reddick in right. Valencia, Simeon, Lowry, and Alonso around the infield 3rd to 1st, and Fegley is your catcher. So Jake Smolinski in center field. So that's something new, and he's giving it a shot. So we'll see how he does. Here is Gregory Polanco. And Polanco lifts it to shallow left down the line. Simeon out there, and Simeon reaches up to make the catch. So 2 outs. Let's look at the umpires for tonight. That is Carlos Torres calling balls and strikes. Rob Drake is at first. Sam Holbrook at second, and Jerry Davis is your crew chief. There's Jerry. He doesn't look very happy right now.
He's been doing this a long time.
He's been here before. So with 2 quick outs, here's Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen having a down year, just a .239 batting average. And he's one of the best players in the National League.
Well, and it's surprising for someone like him because of the way he sprays the ball all over the field. It'd be one thing if he was just a pull hitter and he's getting worked with fastballs and sliders away, but he's able to drive it the other way, and that's why having that .239 average is not something we've seen in his career. And you can see there in June, over the last 4 seasons, just how well he has done, and this June was not kind to him. I'm one of those believers that when someone has a month like that, it makes you wonder what they're dealing with. If there's an issue physically, because he's just too talented of a player.
He's an MVP.
Yes, exactly. To put up numbers like that in the month of June. You know, there's lots of things players deal with day to day, week to week that are never in the media, never talked about, because no one really needs to know. But when someone this talented struggles like this, it kind of makes you wonder.
That one in the dirt. So 2-2 the count. Defense plays McCutchen straight away. And that one at the knee, strike 3 call. So Sonny Gray has a quick top of the first inning, finishes it with a strikeout. A's come to bat in the bottom of the first. In the bottom of the first. Let's check out their lineup. A few changes with Jed Lowry in the leadoff spot tonight. Marcus Semien stays at the 2 spot. Then Reddick, Valencia, Davis in the middle. Butler, Smolinski, Fegley, and Alonso.
Jeff Locke tonight for the Pirates. Very up and down season so far. Very inconsistent. Coming off a couple decent starts though. Pitched much better as of late. A's hitters are going to see mostly fastball and changeups. He's kind of scrapped his curveball, gone to a little bit of a slider. About 2 months ago, started throwing a few more sliders, but for the most part, a lot of fastballs, changeups. But if he's locating his fastball, you're going to see way more fastballs than anything else. He's going to come right after guys.
His last 2 starts, he's beat the Giants and the Dodgers and pitched extremely well. First pitch to Lowry, down around the knees, first strike. No runs in 6 2/3 against San Francisco. 1 run in 7 innings against the Dodgers. And a quick 0-2 to Jed Lowry.
Well, and you're going to see that there's an example. Fastball away, fastball in. You're going to see a lot of heaters. He stays out of the middle of the plate for the most part. It's just when he falls behind that he has to start coming to guys in good hitters counts and mix in a changeup here and there.
4th year in the big leagues for Locke. Last year he was an 8-game winner, 8-11 in 30 starts through 168 innings. Close pitch, just a touch inside. He's got a career record of 33-35 from North Conway, New Hampshire. Well, the Padres or the Pirates had Nate McClown, and they traded him to the Braves, and they got 3 minor league players back for him, and Locke was one of them. Tapped up the line, foul.
because Locke doesn't really have a put-away pitch, because he's going to throw a lot of fastballs, I wouldn't be surprised to see the A's hitters try to work up his pitch count. You might see a lot of foul balls since he doesn't have anything to really put guys away.
And it was 0-2, and now it's a walk. Defensively tonight for the Pirates, there's that good outfield that we talked about in the open of our show. Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco. It's Freese, Mercer, Harrison, and Jaso on the infield. Stewart is the catcher. So the leadoff man aboard for the A's, and here's Marcus Semien. 16 home runs and 41 RBIs. It's been a good stretch for Marcus Semien. Had a big home run last night against Bumgarner early in the game. And it was not a cheapie, if there is such a thing.
No, you can see Bumgarner trying to go away. The ball's kind of comes back middle. You can see Posey move his glove back over, and Semien does not miss that one.
One pitch, rolled foul down the third baseline. A's come in 35 and 44 on the year. They have won 6 out of 8. They finished the month of June with an 11-15 record, so still a ways to go, but playing better. I think 6 out of 8, as we said. We'll talk about the month of June in a little bit. Who was good, who was bad. Last 10 games, the A's are 7-3. And scoring runs in bunches. 6.5 runs per game in that stretch. So a lot of good things happening offensively. And pitching's been decent. But if you struggle for a while and you dig yourself a hole, you have to play well for a while to get back out of that hole. And the A's are trying to get themselves going into one of those long stretches where they play good baseball.
Well, and they're putting up some crooked numbers offensively. Instead of just one run here, one run there, they're putting together some big innings lately, and that helps.
54 runs scored in the last 7 games for the A's. Semien fouls it straight back. Reddick to follow here in the bottom of the first. A's are 5-6 in interleague play so far this year. And that one down the left field line. It is just foul. Didn't miss it by much.
Locke went back to the changeup. He got the foul ball on the one before, and this one kind of cut back inside to Semien. And that's why he's so far out in front of this pitch. The previous pitch, Locke got it down and away, and Marcus was able to foul it off.
Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Another foul ball. This one lifted down the right field line. "12 home runs allowed for Locke so far this year. That's the number of home runs per 9 innings. So up significantly from last year. This year, 12 home runs allowed in 89 2/3 innings.
Well, and I think a lot of that is we've just seen now these last 2 fastballs. He's trying to throw that sinker in, that one that'll freeze Semien on the inner half. But each of them have come back over the middle of the plate, and that's about the 3rd or 4th one he's thrown just in these first 2 hitters that have come back over. And when you're making those mistakes, that's where you get in trouble.
Well, I think he's a perfect example of a guy who he doesn't have great stuff. And if he's on, he's going to be tough. But if he misses at all,
well, he doesn't have anything to put anybody away with
exactly
to get that strikeout. And that's why we're seeing all these foul balls.
And now 3-2. So Clint Hurdle, the manager of the Pirates, watching closely.
Locke has to be so precise with just that fastball and that changeup. And the changeup isn't a strikeout pitch. So if he misses location at all, as we've seen with a couple of these sinkers into Semien, they're going to be foul balls. They're not going to be a swing and miss. So your pitch count's going to keep going.
It's hit to center and hit well. McCutchen going back at the wall, and that baby's gone. Another home run for Semien, his 17th of the year. Oh, what a great at bat.
Well, I told you guys that the fastball was not getting inside, and that's exactly what Locke went back to try to get a strikeout. He tried going on the inner half with that sinker to hopefully get him to look at it, and this ball almost ends up middle away by the time Semien drives it out to center field.
So Marcus Semien again going to deep left center field. 1-1 to Reddick. Reddick at .310 with 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. He pops this one up with the shift on. That'll be David Freese, the third baseman, who's right near the shortstop spot. So 1 away. Here's a look at the home run again.
Well, you can see the target, and look where he reaches for it, and that's the mistake he can't make. When you don't have a breaking ball and you don't have something to get inside on these hitters, every fastball and every changeup is going to be moving away from a right-hand hitter. So unless your location is perfect on the inner half, they can look out over the plate and look for that mistake, and that's exactly what Semien got middle away and did not miss it to center field.
11 pitch at bat ends with a Semien home run. Valencia takes a bit outside, 2-0. Valencia at .324 with 11 home runs and 30 RBIs. Valencia's had good numbers this year against left-handed pitching, a .389 average. A double yesterday against Bumgarner, almost hit it out to right center. Good pitch there in the count. Now 3-2. For the A's, that was their 85th home run of the year. They come in 11th in the league in home runs hit. And another walk. Locke showing a little frustration as he walks his second man here in the first inning. He's going to get a visit. Pitching coach Ray Sarah.
Well, this is a situation where if you're an A's hitter and you're looking at what Locke is doing right now, your approach has to you have to look middle away. If you're a right-handed hitter, that is. And if he throws you something on the inner half, it's going to be a fastball and it's going to be moving away. It's going to start inside. And if it's on the inner half and it's a strike, okay, give it to him. But so far, he hasn't shown that he can consistently command the ball on the inner half. So you can look middle away and just think back up the middle, center field, right center. Make him be perfect.
So not great road numbers for Jeff Locke. as he faces Chris Davis. And that one right between the legs of Stewart, and Valencia will go to second. Good to see Chris Davis back in the lineup. This was Tuesday at AT&T Park. He banged hard into the wall with his left shoulder and kept him out of a couple games. So he's feeling a little bit better. Back in left field. Waves at that pitch, 1-1. They ruled that a pass ball. Stewart. Chris Davis, 22 career RBIs against the Pirates. Of course, same division as the Brewers, Davis's old team.
He was consistent. He didn't pick favorites there. He just got them all.
Davis tied for 5th in the league with his 19 home runs, tied for 6th in RBIs with 53. Once hit hard toward Freese, who knocks it down, picks it up, throws just in time to get Davis for the second out. So Freese, ball was hit pretty hard, so he had time to knock it down and get after it.
Yeah, Davis hit it hard. Freese got it on the short hop, kind of got it on the heel of his glove, but the one thing he did do is he took his time. He knew how hard that ball was hit, and he's lucky that caught him on the inner thigh and stayed right in front. But you can see he looks up, looks to see where Davis is, takes his time, makes a good throw across the infield.
So with 2 outs and a runner at second, here's Billy Butler. First pitch to Butler is low. Butler right at 250 with a couple of home runs. He's had good numbers against left-handed pitching this year. 321 batting average. Now there's the changeup, 84 miles an hour, and a good one.
Yeah, if Locke can keep that down and keep it near the strike zone when he's behind in the count, that can be a very effective pitch. But you don't want to live on that because, like I said, it's a good pitch, 1-0, 2-1, 2-0 maybe, but there's that heater inside that comes back. Right-handed hitter, almost they see ball in and it's sinking back over the plate.
.34 pitch first inning for Jeff Locke. Tap toward short. That's Mercer who waits, throws in time. And that will do it for the A's, but another home run for Marcus Semien. He now has 17 home runs on the year and 43 RBIs. That 2-run shot gives the A's a 2-0 lead after one. So Simeon has given the A's a 2-0 lead with the 2-run homer. So top of the second, it'd be Starling Marte, David Freese, and Matt Joyce. Marte hitting in the cleanup spot, hitting .331. 6 homers, 30 RBIs. He's the Pirates' left fielder.
Well, Marte, the Gold Glove winner last year. He's one of those guys every year just seems to get better and better. Last year or so really seemed to learn the strike zone better, learn his strike zone, being a little more patient.
You could say he's starting to figure it out. Lowry scoops it up, and Marte is retired. So 4 in a row retired by Sonny Gray to start the game.
Batting in the 5th position, third baseman, number 23.
Well, this ball's back up the middle, and you can see Sonny kind of reach for it. That's part of just knowing where your infielders are. With all this shifting going on, I mean, I know there's pregame meetings and they go over it, but you kind of got to just take a glance, know where the guys are, because if he ricochets that, nobody's there at second base with Lowry up the middle.
Were you able to get your throwing hand out of the way if a ball was up the middle? Or
there were double play balls.
Yeah,
there were a handful.
To Valencia, good pitch by Sonny Gray as it got in on Freese. Easy ground ball, 2 outs. Because it still has to be hard though, because your natural reaction is to grab the baseball.
Without a doubt, but especially with a guy on first, you know that the infield's pinched up the middle or first and third. Generally, unless it was back to me, unless it was hit soft. If it was hit soft, then I would try to go after it, because I knew it'd be tough for them to get that force out at second. But as long as it was hit hard enough and it was somewhat up the middle, if it wasn't at me, I was going to try and let it go, because I knew they had a much better chance than if it goes off the edge of my glove or anything like that.
2 outs for Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce has had a nice year, hitting .292 with 8 home runs and 26 RBIs. Well, Matt Joyce, pretty good player with the Rays, but then he went to the Angels. And boy, he really struggled last year. Matt Joyce hit .174 for the Angels last year, to the point where they sent him down to the minor leagues. This was a guy that was an everyday player for the Rays for 4 years. He even made an all-star game in 2011. So signed as a minor league free agent by the Pirates and getting a chance to play some and doing a good job. Almost like last year when we played the Angels and he had got off to a slow start, you could just see his frustration. Just could not get going, could not figure it out. I'm sure the Angels thought they would get more out of him. It just did not happen.
Another good pitch from Sonny Gray, a fastball in. You can see that just on the inner half. Joyce just gives up on it.
So 1-2 to Matt Joyce. That one well in the dirt. So the count even at 2-2. Sonny Gray looking for his 4th win of the year. To say the 4th win has been hard to get would be an understatement. Sonny Gray's last win was April 22nd. And I still cannot believe that. 10 starts ago, and spent some time in the disabled list, but April 22nd is a long time ago. Alonso has it. He'll trot to the bag. 6 up, 6 down for Sonny Gray. Bottom of the second coming up. It's the A's 2 and the Pirates nothing. California is brought to you by AAA. Get a free A's cap with a new AAA membership. Visit a participating AAA branch by August 30th. Restrictions apply. 2-0 the A's lead, bottom of the second inning. Marcus Semien with a home run off Jeff Locke. The old Pirates hats from the 70s. Popular and ugly all at the same time.
They don't do much for me.
The Pirates in the 70s, they can sort of wear whatever they wanted. They were awfully good in the 70s. Thanks to that guy, Willie Stargell. One of the great Pirates.
I mean, that was back with the all black unis, the all yellow or gold.
Well, I don't know what the final number of combinations, but they had all black, all gold, all white, and I think they had the gold like thick pinstripe, and they had the thick white uniforms with the pinstripe. So they had a whole bunch of different things. It was interesting, put it that way. They did not care. 2-2 to Smolinski. Taps this one towards short. Mercer charges to get a good hop. So Smolinski is out. One away here in the second inning. And that'll bring up Fegley. This year's Pirates 38 and 41. Game number 80. But I think they're a little disappointed. This is a team that is, when you look at their lineup, it's a pretty good lineup. And expectations pretty high for them. They have made the postseason in each of the last 3 years. Remember, before that, though, they had not made the postseason in 20 years. But they put together a good team. But this year, 13.5 games behind the Cubs and 3 games under 500.
Well, the majority of that has been their starting pitching.
Yep.
They just haven't. Neese, Locke, Liriano, all 3 of them have struggled, and I mean really struggled, because Liriano had a good year last year.
Yeah, if you just start looking back at last year, which certainly can tell you things. Remember, they had J.A. Happ, who was terrific. A.J. Burnett pitched well for them. They're both gone. Garrett Cole's on the disabled list.
That's the big one.
So there you go.
That ace, you know.
Harrison backs up. He's got it. He throws in time. All right, time for the Ford right choice. Yonder Alonso showed some power. Took Jake Peavy deep on Wednesday. And then last night against Baumgartner, that's the fastball inside. He spins on it and lines it down the right field line. So Yonder Alonso starting to get the power stroke going a little bit. So his average at 250, 3 home runs and 22 RBIs. And he bunts it with the shift on. And Locke will say, I'll give it to you. It's a good bunt. So a 2-out bunt single for Alonso.
And when teams are going to shift like this against some of these left-handed hitters, that's all Alonso has to do. Just get it that way. He could have bunted that much harder also, because really all you're trying to do is get it so the pitcher can't field it. Locke really gave up on that kind of quick. He wasn't going to turn and get Alonso at first base, but he just kind of gave up and said, all right. And he talked to himself and muttered some other things under his breath. And you know what? Next time around, that third baseman is going to probably be closer to the bag just because of that one bunt you put down. I mean, you just got to show it.
Lowry walked and scored in the first inning. Locke got ahead of Lowry 0-2 in that first at bat and then ended up walking him. Inside corner strike. But yeah, getting back to the Pirates and where they're at and where they were. You're right. It really all goes back to that rotation.
Yeah.
It's just not the same group. In the air to left, Marte hustling back, still going back in front of the wall, and he can't get it. And with 2 outs, Alonso moving, and he will score, and the A's lead 3-0. So Lowry got it over the head of Starling Marte, who I don't know that he played that great. It was hit pretty well.
If you just watch the swing, Marte thinks this is just a pop-up to left field, and as did I. But this is a ball, it's a changeup. And Lowry gets it out in front. You see, guys, he almost one-hands it. Marte gets a late break on it. Didn't think it was that far, and then kind of, not jumps too early, but he kind of whiffed on it. He could have made this catch. Not that it was easy, but he knew he was getting close to that wall, and you could see this wasn't above him. He just kind of misses it, because I don't think he knew exactly where he was in left field.
So Lowry, he'll take the RBI double.
And with 2 outs, Alonso's off on contact, and once that ball hit caroms off that wall, he's able to score easily. McCutchen backing up, obviously not able to get there in time.
0-2 to Simeon. So Lowry gets his 24th RBI and a 2-out rally for the A's. So more good at-bats tonight from the Athletics. We've seen it for about a week and a half now. Simeon stays alive.
A sinker in from Locke in the first inning. You can see that ball goes back and over the middle of the plate. Simeon showing that home run power this year. Another first inning home run.
Runs the fastball inside, 91 miles an hour from Locke. So we're talking about the difference. Well, that I don't think we need to talk about anymore, do we?
No, it kind of tells the story. I mean, that's this as good as this offense can be. They've been down, and they've been down early, and you're just not able to do the things, steal the bags, the hit and run, the things that this offense is capable of doing, especially with some of these guys, whether it's Polanco, McCutchen, Marte, some of the guys in the middle of this order. When you're constantly down, say 2, 3, 4 nothing early in a game like they are tonight, it makes it that much more difficult.
Two and 2 is Simeon. Shoots that one foul. Well, Garrett Cole won 19 games last year. He's on the disabled list. Lariano was 12-7 ERA, 3.5. He has not been good. Jay Happ was 7-2 with a 1.85 ERA after coming over in the trade. He left as a free agent. Freeze waits. He's got it across the diamond side, retired. So the A's get another run. Jed Lowry with the 2-out RBI double. So it's now 3-0 A's after 2.
America's servicemen and women with Salute to Armed Forces fireworks presented by PlayStation. After the 7:05 A's game versus Pirates game. Enjoy patriotic music during the show, which coincides with the long Independence Day weekend. Fans can watch the fireworks show from the outfield grass. As always, on-field capacity is limited. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/fireworks.
And Rich Hill comes off the disabled list tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Get him back, 8-game winner. And if you're going to, well, if you're going to enjoy fireworks, a couple nights before the 4th of July is probably a good night to do it. So come on out. 7:05 first pitch. Fireworks are always a treat here at the Coliseum. We've seen other fireworks in ballparks, and they're not as good as the fireworks here. Plus, you get to go on the field, which is always pretty cool. Kind of a special treat for the fans. So come on out tomorrow night. It's the A's and the Pirates. So after Josh Harrison grounds out to short, that'll bring up Jody Mercer, shortstop. So 7 in a row retired for Sonny Gray to start the ball game. Mercer at 269. He's got 4 home runs. Did you feel different if you got an early lead in a game?
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, did it? I mean, you're going to go out there and be confident anyways because you were a good pitcher, but just a little bit of a different feeling?
Without a doubt. There's a certain sense of when you have an early lead like Sonny has tonight, there's a certain sense of it's a different way of attacking. You know, you're going to attack if it's 0-0 and you're going to go after guys, but since it's 3 runs, you can give up a solo homer. You're not trying to, obviously, but a solo homer is not going to kill you. So you can go after guys. There's maybe a couple counts here or there where, hey, here's my heater. Go ahead, try and hit it. You know, to where maybe you wouldn't do that if it was a 0-0 game.
And that one is tomahawk to left. Davis going back. Davis turns around, and it is gone. Jordy Mercer gets the Pirates on the board with a solo home run. It's his 5th of the year.
Pretty much one of the first fastballs that Sonny Gray has left up in the zone, and this wasn't even just up. You can see Mercer how quick he got to that. That was almost letter high, and he kind of just tomahawks this out to left field.
So a 3-1 game. Well, we know with Sonny, and it has been an issue this year. Some of his pitches have been up a little bit, but that's a different thing there. It wasn't even a strike. It was out of the strike zone. He just tomahawked it.
Yeah, there's times where I see with Sonny, he'll paint 3-4 pitches in a row, and then all of a sudden one just gets away from him. We saw him bounce a couple earlier, bounce a breaking ball, throw about a 55-footer, and those are just things in past years where we haven't seen that from him. And it's not that those are a big deal, but it's just something that he normally doesn't do. And that's a 2-1 fastball, that home run where he's trying to go down and away, and it's up and in.
Long run for Reddick. Step into foul territory, and he makes the catch for the second out. And that home run was the 12th that Sonny Gray has allowed this year, and that's a fairly high amount for the shade over 80 innings now.
Well, but it's very telling to how many mistakes he's making over the middle of the plate that are up, because so many times when he's right, everything is down. Everything is down in the zone with that late life, to where guys just can't do a whole lot with it. But when you start making the mistakes up in the strike zone, these are big league hitters, and they're gonna take advantage of those mistakes, and that's why you see that number where it is.
I always use the 10 home runs per 100 innings is decent.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you throw 200 innings, and you give up 20 home runs, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's a pitch that you're talking about right there.
Yeah, that's just he's trying to go cutter down and in, and that's hitting what 4 or 5 feet in front of the plate. And that's the second one that he's thrown tonight. And I know there's times where you don't have a feel for a certain pitch. And that's what I like the most, is he went right back to that pitch. Double up on it. It's the last thing he's expecting after you just threw it, bounced it. And you can see just how late Jaso is on this, and it goes right into the stands, right over the A's dugout.
I think everybody's okay down there. The ushers are checking. Foul tip. Fegley hangs on, and that's a strikeout, and that's strikeout number 2 for Sonny Gray. Home run for Jordy Mercer. Bottom of the third coming up. 3-1 A's. What a ball game today. The Cleveland Indians, a franchise record 14th consecutive win, but to say they had to work for it would be an understatement. They beat the Toronto Blue Jays 2-1 in 19 innings. That's right, 19 innings. Watch the end of that, and it was crazy. 19 pitchers were used. The Indians used 9. The Jays used 10. The Jays used 2 position players to end the game, Ryan Goins, and the eventual loser was Darwin Barney. Santana hit a home run in the top of the 19th. So 19 innings, 2-1 is your final. The time of game was 6 hours and 13 minutes. But the best number, total pitches thrown, 606. Who was the umpire?
And how many squats did he do?
Give that guy some credit. Wow. What an unbelievable game. Trevor Bauer, who is tomorrow's starting pitcher for the Indians, he ended up coming in and pitching at the end, and he got the win for the Indians. So he said, hey, I'll throw 2-3 innings and get a W. How many innings did Bauer throw? We'll find out. I'm just curious.
I think he went 4 or 5.
So Reddick gets the leadoff one. So the AL win streaks of 14 games or longer. Mark Mulder's Oakland A's, 2002, of course, 20. We know that number. But the Indians, they're knocking on your door a little bit more.
They are. They're coming.
Mariners won 15 in a row in 2001. They had the great season in 2001.
Funny thing is about that 20-game streak, because we were almost going to have that strike at the time, the players were going to strike. We won, I believe the strike was going to happen after win number 13 or 14. So there was no talk of us winning 13, 14 games because of all the strike stuff. So then then the agreement happened, and we come back, and when we won 16, that's when it started to become a story. Sure. Because, oh, hey, the strike.
So the story was the strike.
Absolutely. Everything was about the strike. And then when we won 16, which I believe was 2 days after it was settled, that's when it became a story. And,
sure.
And then obviously those last few games were the big story with the way all of them ended.
So quite a story in Cleveland. Trevor Bauer actually threw 5 innings today to get that win, so he'll take it.
And the Blue Jays were so odd. They had no players left, so they were rotating position players to pitch an inning.
That's right.
And that's why 2 of the guys, who knows who else would have had to have pitched.
A lock, casual, and he just missed it. So it's an E1. So a walk and an error, and the A's have something going here in the 3rd. It was not a difficult play. Locke just was a little too casual.
No, he was very lackadaisical going after this. This ball might have had a little spin off the end of the bat, or the way he beats it into the ground, which this ball, okay, maybe it takes a little funny hop on him, but that's not an excuse. You got to get over there, get in front of that. I know you want to spin and throw as a lefty, so you want to field it to your side, which is why he tried to do that, but you can't be that far away from it.
So here's Chris Davis. Davis grounded out to 3rd in the 1st inning. Changeup, swing and a miss. One more note from the Indians. It's with the Royals losing tonight. The Royals lost in Philadelphia, an interleague game. The Indians now have a 7-game lead in the AL Central. They're 49-30 thanks to that 14-game winning streak. Another changeup, and it's 0-2. Does he triple up? Changeup, changeup, changeup?
He can, but he better make sure he gets it down. I don't think you want to throw that same pitch that he just threw again with 2 strikes.
And he did. 3 straight changeups, and Davis missed them all. That has got to be frustrating for a hitter.
Well, so much for my theory of trying to keep it down. He basically dotted all 3 of those in the same exact spot. Chris Davis, with the power that he has, I think was looking eventually, or figuring eventually, he's got to throw me a heater. And he never did. Those were 3 good changeups that we haven't seen many of from Locke tonight.
So here's Butler with 1 out. Another changeup. You're seeing 82, 83, 84 miles an hour. That's the Locke changeup. Fastball's 90 in that area. And it's not uncommon to see a pitcher maybe not have a feel for a changeup early in the game, but then he starts to get a feel for it as the game goes on. I was always told, Mark, that spring training, you're getting your pitches together, that the changeup was, because it's a kind of a touch feel pitch, was always the last pitch to come. You may not have thrown a lot of changeups, but have you heard that theory from pitchers?
Well, I think for any bit, the off speed is the last thing to come in spring training. So if you're a changeup guy, then yes. I mean, I didn't throw a ton of changeups, but you know, my off-speed pitches came last. Your fastball is what you work on. Once you get that location, everything works off that.
So you don't rush it. You know that the off-speed pitch will come, and we're talking about spring training here.
Yep. But it's also the same thing for a game. When you're warming up in the bullpen, the same type of thing. You might not have it, but you can't just not throw it. And once that game starts, and if you don't have it in the 1st inning, you come out for the 2nd inning, and you're in your warm-up pitches, you throw maybe 3 or 4 of them as opposed to 1 or 2. You got to find that feel in some way during the game anyway, if you want it last, because if you don't find it, you're not going to be out there very long.
2-2 the count to Butler, who grounded out to short in the 1st inning. And a changeup again, and Butler swings and misses. How about that? So not only is Locke throwing obviously I mean, it's a good pitch, but it's a strike as well.
Yes.
Even if he's not swinging at it, the pitch is in the strike zone.
Yeah, these changeups have been a lot better, and you can see Butler completely fooled on that, out in front of it. But Locke's found something with the feel of his changeup this inning where the A's hitters have not been able to pick up on it.
So now it's up to Smolinski. So Smolinski swings over top. He grounded out to short in second inning. Smolinski getting the start in center field. Runner goes. It's lined into the glove of Mercer. A smash, but Mercer grabs it, and that will do it for the A's. So they strand a pair, and we're going to the fourth. 3-1 A's. Well, today the A's brought up Tyler Ladendorf, and they sent Dylan Overton back to AAA Nashville. So Overton made a couple of starts, one good one not so good. So he is back in the minor leagues, and Ladendorf, with his versatility, he's a valuable player for Bob Melvin to have on the bench. But Rich Hill is coming back from the disabled list tomorrow, so there will be another move made. Do not know what that will be, except that Rich Hill is coming off the disabled list. He's ready. He's going to get a good night's sleep, and he'll be ready to go. Polanco, McCutchen, Marte. Three very good hitters for Sonny Gray to face here in the top of the fourth inning. Gregory Polanco. Polanco, just 24 years old. Looks like he has a very bright future ahead of him. He drives one toward left center. Smolinski over, waiting. He's got it. So one away. Here's our McDonald True Stories. July 10th, 2013. Sonny Gray makes his major league debut in Pittsburgh, and it came out in relief. Remember that? It was in the fifth inning. Pitched a couple of innings, 25 pitches. He would make a couple of relief appearances. Then made his first major league start on August 10th. That was in Toronto. But the major league debut happened in Pittsburgh.
which I still believe is one of the most beautiful
Awesome.
parks in baseball.
Awesome. Yep. The last time these two teams played was that 2013 season. Overall, the A's and Pirates, this is the 5th time they have played in interleague play. 3rd time here in Oakland, so we have not seen them a lot. But we did enjoy our 3 days in Pittsburgh. If I remember correctly, it was a little hot. A little hot walking across the Roberto Clemente Bridge. Had to get in the sunshine or get in the shade under the Willie Stargell statue. That's what I liked about their statues. Were like huge statues.
Yeah.
Like they were like 12 feet high.
Yeah, double size from a lot of other stadiums.
Exactly. They were not normal size. There's one of him. There's a bridge named after him too, Roberto Clemente. So we enjoyed Pittsburgh. The A's are 11-1 all time against the Pirates. Little Pirate history for you. Their all-time home run leaders: Willie Stargell, Ralph Kiner, Roberto Clemente, Barry Bonds, Dave Parker, McCutchen on that list. No surprise though that the late great Willie Stargell, #1. Good history with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 5 World Series titles. The last one, it's been a while, 1979. Two pitch to McCutchen. That one's driven toward the gap, and that's going to get down, and that's going to go to the wall. McCutchen has very good speed. You have to pick it up clean, and Smolinski does. So McCutchen with a 1-out double.
And McCutchen, you can see this is the pitch Sonny got him on in his first at bat. He got him looking at that fastball down and away. This one located in the same exact spot. And you can see McCutchen kind of reach for that. Probably gets it just towards the end of the bat a little bit, just because this ball almost had a little slider action to it. It started just to the left of Smolinski from my view and kind of hooked a little bit towards left center. And obviously with McCutchen's speed, easily into second base.
So here's Marte. First pitch to Marte. The breaking ball is low. We talked about this Pirate outfield in the open of our show. Starling Marte, he's 27 years old. McCutchen's 28. Polanco's 24. And they all have long-term contracts. So at least for the next 2 or 3 years, McCutchen's is the one that comes up the quickest. But even then, he's got a contract through 2018. So at least this year and a couple more years after that, that's going to be the Pirates outfield. And that's not a bad group to build around.
Well, it's going to be their outfield, and it's going to be the middle of their order, too.
So 1-1 the count to Marte. Freeze will be next. And that one tapped toward the right side. Lowry throws out Marte. 2 outs with McCutchen going to third. So Sonny Gray trying to get out of a jam. How's he done in these spots this year?
Now batting.
The batting average with runners in scoring position with .338. That's a surprise. And with 2 outs, .313.
And a lot of that goes back to those mistakes. You know, if you're locating that ball down, you're going to get those ground balls. And Sonny knows that. Sonny knows those numbers that he's struggling with. The problem is, as a pitcher, sometimes when you know those numbers, you try a little too hard when you get in those situations, and that's when you tend to make the mistakes. You try to be a little too perfect.
Well, I guess in an era now where there's statistics for everything, it would be hard for a player not to see what he's doing in all these different spots.
Well, it's not that Sonny knows that batting average. That's not, you know, I don't mean that he knows exactly those numbers. He just knows that when he's had guys in scoring position, he's given up some hits. That you get frustrated sometimes.
You're saying, hey, he may not know the exact number, but he knows it's not been a good spot for him.
Yes, exactly. You know that you maybe 2 outs, 1 out. You got runners in scoring position, and you've made a few mistakes, and giving up those 2-out hits with guys on base, those are frustrating as a pitcher. Those are just more of the things that you just know you've messed up on, that you need to bear down and make those better pitches with 2 outs.
Trying to get David Freese here. Freese grounded out to third in the second inning. Freese has 32 RBIs on the year. And that one to the backstop. Here comes McCutchen. The throw to the plate. Not quite in time. The A's almost got him. Fegley made a terrific play, and his throw was right at home plate. But McCutchen just slid in ahead.
Well, see how quickly Sonny Gray gets there. He breaks right away. Fegley makes a perfect throw. Sonny Gray is not able to keep his glove there. You can see his momentum, the way that he's going. His body weight is going away from McCutchen. If he's able to stop himself and just set his glove back right on the plate, McCutchen would probably have slid right into his glove, but because it's his left hand.
So a tough break for Sonny Gray as the wild pitch. So a run for the Pirates as McCutchen scores. So now it's 3-2 going to the bottom of the fourth. California is brought to you by First 5 California. Talk, read, sing. It changes everything. So now a 3-2 game, bottom of the fourth coming up. Difficult decisions at that concession stand. Can't go wrong, though, I don't think, whatever you decide to get. So here in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Fegley, Alonso, and Lowry. First pitch, fouled straight back. Fegley hit a grounder to second. His first at bat, that was in the second inning. Locke has started to settle in a little bit. A couple of strikeouts, and both of those strikeouts coming in the third inning with his changeup. So 1-2 now to Fegley.
Well, he's got the A's in swing mode. He started to throw a few more strikes. He started to command that changeup a little better, and he's got the A's swinging at a lot of these pitches. And they're fouling some off, swinging and miss a handful of times last inning, but he's getting ahead of them.
And there it is again. So another strikeout. That's 3 in the last 2 innings.
A's fans, run or walk the second annual Play Ball 5K on Sunday, July 17th. The race starts on the field at the Coliseum and finishes with a post-game race celebration in the parking lot. All participants receive a technical race t-shirt, a ticket to that day's game, and complimentary parking, with a portion of proceeds benefiting the A's Community Fund. Run to athletics.com/playball5K to register.
Alonso taps one up the middle. Harrison on the back end, his throw to first, and they got Alonso. Locke got a piece of that one. And a nice play by the second baseman, Josh Harrison. He had to go a long ways and get a backhand, and he made a good play.
Well, Harrison moving back up the middle on the run. You see just that sidearm throw. The hardest part is kind of judging that, because that ball's going to have the fade to it. Made that look very easy.
Yep. So 5 in a row retired by Locke as Lowry now hits. First pitch, he's in there for a strike, 90 miles an hour. Lowry's had a good night, hitting in the leadoff spot tonight. He walked and scored in the first. He doubled in a run in the second. He doubled in a run after, with 2 outs, Alonso bunted against the shift for a base hit, and then Alonso scored on the double. Drive to right. Polanco's there, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jeff Locke. He needed just 8 pitches. 3-2 A's after 4. The A's Insider Podcast is live on CSNCalifornia.com. Log on each week as our insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, and special guests. Joe's guest this week is my TV partner, Mark Mulder. A's Insider Podcast with Joe Stiglitz on CSNCalifornia.com. You can also catch it on iTunes. I know Joe asked you the tough questions. I know he did. So a base hit by Matt Joyce as he goes after the first pitch. Joyce does not wait around.
No, going right after that first pitch, fastball middle in. Joyce, you can see how quick the hands are, just pulls his hands in.
Now batting.
Turns on it, drives it to right field. Leadoff single.
So third hit for the Pirates. And here's Josh Harrison, second baseman. First pitch to Harrison. He holds up, pitches low. Josh Harrison, he's also kind of a fixture now with these Pirates. A couple years ago, Josh Harrison, kind of a utility guy, but did a very good job playing all over the place. Pirates liked him so much they said let's sign him to a long-term deal, and they did. He's got a contract through 2018 with a couple of club options, so it could be through 2020. He played some third base, playing second base tonight. He played some outfield as well. Josh Harrison.
Well, he's someone who can kind of fill in wherever, and I thought a couple of years ago when they made that first run into the playoffs, he was kind of that guy that made the team go a little bit. He was the energy. He was the spark that they needed. And just such a big part of those teams these last few years.
Yeah, he plays with a little fire. He'll turn 29 years old a week from tonight. Josh Harrison. Originally with the Chicago Cubs. Traded to the Pirates back in 2009 when he was a minor leaguer. When you look at those minor league names in trades, you go, I ain't never heard of that guy before. A lot of times they end up being good players. Two and one the count, with Joyce at first and Mercer in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Well, here's the good fastball down in the strike zone that I was talking about earlier in this game that we see Sonny Gray do so often. That ball located down, good downward tilt, sink, and Harrison right over the top of that.
Joyce not running, and the pitch is just a bit inside. So pretty good pitch by Sonny Gray. It looked like it was a little inside.
And it was inside, but he's gone in a few different times. He got Harrison to swing over the top of one earlier in the at bat. It's a good pitch, trying to get that double play ground ball.
See if Joyce goes. He does, and the ball's tapped up the third base line, but it's foul. Rick Sofield, the third base coach for the Pirates. Nick Leyva at first. There's Nick Leyva, been around a long time. So Joyce was running. We'll see if he's going again. Harrison, slightly open stance, upright. Joyce goes, and the ball is hit into left field, a base hit. Joyce makes the turn, and he'll stop there. So back-to-back hits to open up the fifth inning. And that'll bring up Jordy Mercer.
The one mistake up in the zone that Sonny's made tonight, and he paid for it. Mercer gets on top of that fastball, tomahawks it out to left field. And now here we are with the situation, first and second, no outs. That Harrison base hit, you know, Sonny pretty much stayed all fastballs with him, and I think that's a direct result. We haven't seen many breaking balls or cutters. A couple cutters that he's thrown to the backstop or bounced. Has not commanded his off-speed stuff very well tonight.
Good curve there, and that'll be an 0-1 count to Mercer. Chris Stewart is the on-deck hitter.
There's a good example.
81% fastballs.
Usually the curveball's a lot higher. The cutter's a lot higher.
Corner infielders come in, and there's a shot off the glove of Valencia into left field. They're going to wave Joyce home, and Davis will throw it into the cutoff man, and we are tied at 3. Mercer, a line shot, and again, Valencia just playing in a little bit with the possibility of a bunt, and it tipped right off his glove.
Valencia playing just on the edge of the grass, and this ball is smoked, and it's just to Valencia's left. You can see he's barely able to get a glove on it, but it's hit so hard. You can see by the time he reacts, the ball's almost at him. Just goes off the end of the glove, and there's not much more you can do than just a reaction right there, and it just wasn't enough.
So Mercer, another big hit. And now it's 3-3. 2 on, nobody out. Stewart steps in. Stewart to bunt, and the pitch is in the dirt. John Jaso is the on-deck hitter.
All 3 of these singles by the Pirate hitters have come on fastballs in. One to Joyce that didn't quite get in there. The other 2 to Harrison and Mercer that were middle in that they turned on. All 3 hit very hard.
Stewart shows bunt again. Bunts through it. Throw back to second. And now going to third is Harrison. Fegley's arguing for interference. So Harrison off second base a lot, so Fegley said, I'm going to try to throw behind him, and Harrison just took off. Let's see if there was any type of interference. Don't know why there wouldn't be a call.
His hand hits him right in the shoulder, and at that time he's over the plate. Simeon tries to quickly turn and throw. I almost feel as if Harrison almost tried to do that on purpose.
Yeah, make him throw and then just take off.
Yes, I mean, there's numerous times he's gotten out of rundowns in his career, crazy situations.
So, I mean, I think Fegley has a legitimate argument. Does Stewart go over the plate at all? A little bit. He leans over the plate some. I'm surprised, though, that it wasn't called. You'd like to hear the umpire's explanation of why it wasn't called.
And I hate to say it, but almost part of it could be because he made a good throw.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if the ball would have sailed into left center field. Yeah.
Because he made a good throw, it almost seems like there was nothing that was obvious.
But even, I mean, there doesn't even have to be contact made for interference to be called, and there was contact made. But it did look like Stewart leaned over the plate a little bit anyways. So now first and third. And the count is 2-1. So give Harrison a stolen base. Stewart hit a fly ball to right field that Reddick caught in foul territory in the third inning. Missed again, 3-1. 93 miles an hour from Sonny Gray. You want to keep an eye on Mercer over at first. Tapped in the hole. Semien has it. He's going to go to second, and they get the out there, but Harrison comes in to score, and the Pirates have the lead 4-3. So give Stewart the RBI ground out. So that play, which ended up a stolen base, becomes a big play.
Now batting, number 28, John Jaso.
Sonny gets the ground ball he wanted, but it's just too far in the hole, and Semien does a great job of just taking his time trying to get that force out at second. Make sure you get one, and he does just that.
Well, the Pirates with 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 here in the fifth to grab the lead as Jaso will hit. Jaso lays off the off-speed pitch, but it's in for a strike. John Jaso was an Oakland A in 2013 and 2014. He's got him from Seattle. Remember, he was with the Mariners for 1 year. Unfortunately for Jaso, the injuries got him when he was with the A's, and then he had the concussion in the second year with the Athletics. He missed a lot of time. Played in 70 games in 2013, 99 games in 2014. Semien has it right near the bag at second, steps on second, throws to first, and that's a double play. But the Pittsburgh Pirates get 2 runs on 3 hits, so the Pirates lead 4-3. Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. And the A's now trailing 4-3, bottom of the 5th inning. They had a 3-0 lead after 2. So we'll see what Jeff Locke does with the lead. He's thrown 80 pitches through 4 innings. He's walked 3, struck out 2, given up 3 hits, but he has retired 6 in a row. So he has found a little groove. 2-0 the count.
Well, and that's the pitch that he's gone to these last couple innings, is that changeup. Falling behind here 2-0, wouldn't be surprised to see him throw it here.
And he did.
And he did.
2-1 the count. Semien, Reddick, and Valencia for the A's here in the bottom of the 5th. July 1st. So we've moved on to a new month. So 3-1 to Marcus Semien. So as usual, the guys who had good months, they would love to stay in June. Guys who had bad months, turn the calendar over. Some teams made their move in June. 3-2 to Marcus Semien. Hits it right up the middle, but right there is Harrison, so the shift works that time for the Pirates. 1 out. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Most home runs in June. What's the record? The Baltimore Orioles set the record in June, so they liked the month of June. They had 56 home runs in June, and they did that in 28 games. The A's in 1996 hit 55. Then you got to go back to 1961 with the Yankees. So that is most home runs in the month of June. The record. It was the Indians, no surprise there, that had the best June record. 22-6. It's hard to win 22 games in a month.
And that will move you up in the standings, just as it has done for them. How they've pulled ahead of the Royals now. You go on a streak like they have, and it changes real quick.
It does. Two teams from the AL West were terrific. The Rangers went 20-8. The Astros went 18-8. How about that? More action for Harrison. Scoops it up on the grass. 2 outs. The A's won 11-15. Mariners had a poor June, 10-18. And believe it or not, the Angels had the worst June record in baseball. The Angels were 8-19. Still hard to believe. So whether you think June is kind of a moving month in the standings, some people think it is. So 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning as Valencia hits.
I think June and July are that's when you find out who you are, and you either fall apart or you pull things together and start playing better baseball. And then August and September, you start to see certain teams just kind of pull away from the others. It's when everybody starts to separate themselves for that September run.
Valencia has walked and he has reached on an error. These Pittsburgh Pirates did not have a good month of June. They were 9-19. That's the 2nd worst record in June in all of baseball. Playing a little bit better lately, Clint Hurdle's Pirates. They've won 4 out of their last 6. They're on a 9-game road trip. They already played 2 in Seattle, then they got 3 here in Oakland, and they will go to St. Louis for 4. Broken bat drive towards center. Andrew McCutchen has it, and that is 9 in a row retired by Jeff Locke. The month of June is over. July is upon us. 4-3 Pirates lead. Oh, we had a very impressive first pitch. Alyssa Rodriguez, who is the authentic fan contest winner. Check that out. Good arm. We were impressed. That was the first pitch thrown out. And now it's the top of the 6th inning. And Pirates leading 4-3. And of course, Friday means authentic fan Friday. Oh, he's a good crowd right above us. No swing, says Jerry Davis, the crew chief.
Well, change up in the zone. You can see Polanco seemed to go awfully far, though.
Good pitch there, 1-2. Polanco, McCutchen, Marte here in the top of the 6th inning. Polanco's been quiet so far. Pop out to short and a fly ball to center field. Just 5 hits for the Pirates. A's have just 3. That one tapped up the first base line. It's fair. And that's out number 1. 73 pitches for Sonny Gray. A.J. Schugel starts to throw for the Pirates.
Number 22, Andrew McCutchen.
So Locke threw a lot of pitches earlier in this game. Don't know if he's done for the night. There is action in the bullpen. McCutchen swings and misses. McCutchen doubled and scored. That was in the 4th inning. He scored on a wild pitch. Missed it again, 0-2.
That's one of the first cutters we've seen from Sonny Gray that he hasn't kind of spiked down in the ground. He threw a couple earlier in the game and then struggled with the command. Hasn't thrown many of them, but that was a good one. Running it off the plate away from McCutchen.
Setting up inside, and the ball is hit foul. McCutchen was the National League Most Valuable Player in 2013. He had .317 with 21 homers, 84 RBIs, and 38 doubles, 27 stolen bases. He did it all. Good take there, 1-2. And that was the year the Pirates broke that stretch of missing the postseason in 20 consecutive years. They made the postseason. They lost the division series to the Cardinals in 2013. They lost the wild card to the Giants in 2014, and they lost the wild card to the Cubs in 2015. The frustrating thing is 14 and 15 were both at home.
Yes.
In a ballpark where they're always pretty good in. Sonny Gray quickly off the mound. He'll take it himself. But you also lost to Bumgarner 2 years ago and Jake Arrieta last year.
They haven't been the easiest matchups.
In the wild cards. Yep. Yeah. So the Pirates probably don't think that wild card's all that great right now.
Now batting.
There's your National League West wild card. How about that? Hey, that July 1st comes, we start showing the wild card. And the Pirates only 3.5 back, so they're in it. Dodgers, Mets, and the Marlins.
And a month from now, it probably won't look anything like that.
Yeah, there'll be some shifting around. And Marte gets hit. Pitch comes in on him. So a 2-out base runner. And Marte is a very good base stealer, so you're going to have to keep an eye on him.
Well, you can see how frustrated Sonny Gray was with this. There's a reason Marte has that elbow guard on. Kind of gets him right on the end of it.
Number 23.
Sonny trying to run in that fastball. Then you can see it ricochet right off Fegley's mask.
So Marte aboard. Here's Freeze. So the numbers on Marte. Third most stolen bases in the National League since 2012. And this year, 21 for 27. So don't be surprised if he takes off. Plus, if you get hit by a pitch, you're probably kind of hacked off at the pitcher. Marte stole 41 bases in 2013. Got a good lead. Not going, and Freeze fouls it to our right. The Orioles are leading the Mariners 2-1 in the 6th inning up in Seattle. That's game 2 of a 4-game series. Mariners won last night 5-3. It's Gausman and LeBlanc, the matchup there. We'll get to all the finals in the American League and interleague play in just a little bit. Down and away to Freeze. Freeze a ground out to third and a strikeout. Freeze 1 year with the Angels. He signed kind of late with the Pirates. Knocked in 56 runs for the Angels last year. That one away from Fegley, and Marte will go to second. So that'll be a wild pitch.
Well, this is what we've seen. There's a reason Sonny Gray has so many wild pitches this year. You know, Fegley wasn't able to really get in front of that and block it. He tried to pick it. You see the 13 wild pitches, and it's not that big of a deal, but when you're letting in runs like what happened with McCutchen earlier and guys are advancing into scoring position, it does become an issue.
So the 3-1 pitch is low. So a 2-out rally on a hit by pitch, a wild pitch, and now a walk.
And more of it is that Sonny just doesn't seem very confident out there. He's not really trusting his stuff, maybe second guessing himself a little bit, but it almost seems like he either makes the perfect pitch or he misses by a bunch.
Number 17.
And this last inning or inning and a half, he's missed more than usual.
So sitting at 85 pitches as he faces Matt Joyce. Joyce singled and scored in the 5th. He led off that 5th inning with a line drive to right field, the first of 3 consecutive hits by the Pirates. And there's a line drive, base hit left field. Here comes Marte. He's got terrific speed, and he will score without a throw. And it's now 5-3. So Matt Joyce 2 hits, and that was a big one.
Well, that hit by pitch to Marte comes back to get Sonny Gray. You can see he goes with a changeup up and away, and Joyce not trying to do too much, kind of off the end of the bat. Just puts it in play, gets it out into left field, and once that happens, Marte with his speed is easily able to score from second base, off and running on the play, and you can see just how quick he is. Already past third base by the time Davis gets that ball in his glove.
So Joyce gets his 27th run batted in.
Josh Harrison.
So that'll bring up Harrison. Freeze at second. Joyce now at first. Harrison had a big hit in that 5th inning. Ended up scoring a run. Fastball right there for a strike. And the Pirates coming into tonight 7th in the National League in total run score. And you can see where it's a pretty good offense. You could also see where if McCutchen was having the kind of year that he usually has, and we're not certainly dumping it on McCutchen, but these numbers are down a little bit. Liam Hendriks starts to throw. One pitch, take a cut fastball, had a cutting action to it, but off the plate, 2-1. So pitch number 90 coming up from Sonny Gray. And there's another shot to left, and that's a base hit, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Freese will trot home. Matt Joyce, they're going to wave him home. Throw to the plate is way offline. It's a 2-run double for Josh Harrison, and now it's 7-3. So it looked like another fastball, maybe in a little bit.
Yeah, you can see he wants it away. Fegley wants that ball down and away, and this ball just tails back over the middle of the plate.
Number 10, Jordy.
And Harrison
Mercer
drives that to left field, and you can see he also has speed. This whole lineup has speed. And in come 2 runs.
Well, the frustrating thing here is it's all with 2 outs. That's
2 quick outs, and then the hit by pitch is kind of what started it.
Here's Jordy Mercer. Fastball for a strike. Mercer a home run and an RBI single. So after 2 outs, it has gone hit by pitch, walk, single, double, and 3 runs have scored here in the top of the 6th. Curveball blocked by Fegley to even the count at 1-1. Those 7 hits now in the game for the Pirates to go with their 7 runs. Took a little off, had some good sinking life that time.
And you can see Sonny just searching for a secondary pitch. His fastball's been okay, but it's that 2nd and 3rd pitch that he just has not been able to command tonight, putting himself in some predictable accounts.
2 pitch, and Mercer waves at a breaking ball. So the inning comes to an end, but the Pirates do damage. They score 3 times. So bottom of the 6th coming up. Pirates 7, A's 3.
on CSN California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
So the Pirates coming to life here in the middle innings. They now lead 7-3. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So A.J. Schugel will come in, a right-hander. So Schugel making his 26th appearance. 3.66 ERA. A.J. Schugel. First pitch to Davis, sinking fastball first strike. So 5 innings for Jeff Locke. 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and he finished with 95 pitches.
And to his credit, after those first inning or two, I didn't think he was going to last very long.
Nope.
But he then found his changeup, made it through 5, and finished real strong when his team started scoring him some runs and getting back in this game, and now he's in line for a win.
Yeah, he retired the final 9. And the A's have not had a hit since the 2nd inning. Last hit was Lowry's double. So they'll try to get something going against the bullpen now. A.J. Schugel. Schugel was with the Diamondbacks last year. This year with the Pirates.
He'll mix in a breaking ball from time to time to some right-handed hitters, but he's basically just fastball changeup, kind of like what we saw with Locke, but from the other side.
Chris Davis has grounded out and struck out. The 1-2 pitch came in on the hands, and he gets the strikeout. So Davis strikes out for the 2nd time.
Schugel just throws it right by him, basically. He grabbed his fastball after throwing a few changeups. Threw that fastball in the inner half, and Davis was late on it.
So 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch to Butler, right up the middle. Right to Josh Harrison. 2 away. Shift works again for the Pirates.
Well, and Shugel's got to be careful. He tried to kick that ball. He tried to make a kick save.
Now batting.
I don't think he knew Harrison was standing right behind him, right behind second base. But it worked out.
That's the thing too now with the shifts. I mean, if you're a pitcher, you really need to stop and turn around and see where everybody is, because they are moving almost every batter.
And when I was still pitching, that was just the beginning of it, so I never had to deal with that. But like I said, it was only with a guy on first or a double, first and third, double play type situation, where I would turn around and kind of look where the guys are. Like if you see Harrison there, if say there's a guy on first, I would look, okay, he's up the middle a little bit more, so if it's to my left, I'm going to let it go. But now you almost have to turn around for everyone.
Smolinski has grounded to short and lined to short. Taken all the way, and it's in first strike. Pumps another one in there. So just like that, it's 2-2. It's down in the Pirates bullpen. Chilly night. And that's going to drop into right center for a hit. So a 2-out single for Smolinski. And maybe the A's can get something going with 2 outs.
After Smolinski took 2 straight heaters down the middle, he gets a changeup. Schugel tries to go with it. He goes with the off-speed pitch, and Smolinski drives it right back to center field. Jammed himself maybe a little bit, but enough to get it out there and get the A's a base runner.
First pitch to Fegley. There's a changeup, 82 miles an hour. It looks like one of those floating changeups that looks like it never gets there.
Schugel has very good arm action on it. Can't really tell between the fastball and the changeup, but that's what makes it effective.
Acromatis. Caminero. We'll get it right. Shallow right. Polanco reaches down and makes the catch. Side retired. A 2-out hit. Smolinski stranded, and we're headed to the 7th inning. 7-3 Pirates.
America's servicemen and women with Salute to Armed Forces fireworks presented by PlayStation after the A's 7:05 versus Pirates game. Enjoy patriotic music during the show, which coincides with the long Independence Day weekend. Fans can watch the fireworks show from the outfield grass. As always, on-field capacity is limited. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/fireworks.
I'm going to come out. You coming out?
I like fireworks. I like pitching on fireworks night too. Those were fun.
Yeah, you caused all kinds of problems on that. You were too fast. So this is the great race, right? And you know we love watching the big heads. They're the Hall of Famers. And we love Stomper, but
somebody's cheating.
That's tired, Stomper. You started at home plate. Our Hall of Famers ran all the way around the field. Stomper starts.
Now he's tired.
Yeah.
He's going to go lay down.
It's not fair. We're the big head race police. I mean, what? Look at these guys I mean, they're working hard, right? They're running. They're getting tired. And then Stomper. Well, of course you can sprint, Stomper. You started in the on-deck circle. I want to cut him some slack. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Liam Hendricks comes in, so Sonny Gray goes 6 innings, gives up the 7 runs. Liam Hendricks facing Chris Stewart. Stewart, Jaso, and Polanco here in the 7th inning. Stewart has fouled out to right and picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice. They're now 3-1. I don't think they're less bothered by it than I am. You know what's weird is they got that thing in their neck. It looks like somebody's face is right there.
Looks like it. Can almost see a nose there. I don't know.
Yeah. What is that? He's going to mark Mulder one.
Cool.
Center field. Smolinski to his left. He's got it. So Stewart is retired. So the final line for Sonny Gray, 94 pitches, 7 hits, 7 runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. And Mark,
Now batting,
looking past the numbers,
John
I
Jaso.
agree with you. It just doesn't look like Sonny's quite as confident as he usually is. There's usually some moxie on the mound with him.
Yeah. It almost seems like he's doubting himself a little bit. Pitchers go through it, and it kind of changed with that Mercer home run. That's kind of when the first couple innings he kind of cruised on through, getting some quick outs, and that Mercer home run happened, and things just kind of changed a little bit. And all of a sudden you had the McCutchen double, and then it was a struggle from then on. But he like I said, he never found that second and third pitch that we see so many times, him having multiple options to go to in different counts. He kind of had to stick with his fastball. He didn't command the cutter, didn't throw many breaking balls, threw a handful of decent changeups, but nothing, a lot of fastballs and nothing significant.
1-1 the count to John Jaso, the leadoff hitter.
I always felt in past years what made him so good is if the curveball wasn't working one day or one start, he could go to the changeup, he could go to the cutter. And tonight he didn't have that ability.
Jaso is 0 for 3. Timeout is called. Now Hendricks is ready. Jaso's always been kind of a man of many stances. He was not afraid to make really drastic changes right in the middle of the season.
Whatever feels good,
Yeah.
BP that day.
Yeah, he's got a very, very open stance, and it's just straight up. He almost looks like he's just standing there in the on deck circle. He's a very good hitter.
There's some guys who have the whole stance, they're the same stance their entire career, who refuse to change, and there's other guys like Jaso who can change at any moment, and it works.
Shallow right field. Reddick hustling in. Reddick, a nice running catch and a basket catch. 2 outs. So 2 years with the Athletics, John Jaso.
Number 25.
That was a big hit. Remember that one. The A's the lead in the 9th inning. A little shorter hair back then.
Just a little bit.
And now thinks he's got maybe a new position at first base. He's the regular first baseman for the Pirates. That group still likes him. A little different hairdo than when he was with the A's. Want to know the count to Gregory Polanco. Polanco bounces one towards second. Lowry has it. Side retired. Liam Hendricks, a 3-up, 3-down inning. 7th inning stretch time at the Coliseum. Pirates 7, A's 3. So 7-3, we've reached the bottom of the 7th here at the Coliseum. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It's Acrobatus Caminero. Big, tall right-hander.
17, Yonder Alonso.
Second season pitching out of the Pirates bullpen. It's in 73 games last year. Acrobatus Caminero. John Rodriguez comes in the game in right field, so Polanco's out. Polanco's been dealing with some leg issues. 98 miles an hour from Caminero.
Yeah, he'll light up this radar gun. Everything's firm. Fastball, cutter, split.
Alonso, a bunt single and a run scored. That was in the second inning. Bounce toward Jaso, who grabs it. He'll take it himself. He beats Alonso to the bag. 1 out.
Follow Athletics Baseball live with the MLB.com @BAT app. Stay up to the moment, any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com @BAT, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
So here's Lowry, the leadoff hitter. Lowry, a walk, a double, and a lineout. He's scored a run. He's knocked in a run. The Rangers beat the Twins 3-2. That was in extra innings in Minnesota. Ian Desmond with a home run in the 10th inning, and that gave the Rangers the lead. Marte, he grabs it. So Lowry is retired, 2 outs. Hey, Know It All with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai. It's tonight at 10:30, and it's on our sister station, CSN Bay Area. All the highlights and clubhouse reaction from this game. Kevin Durant meets with the Warriors. And all the latest free agency news from around the association. David Feldman and Ahmed Freed will host. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Now, what a year Ian Desmond's having, huh? 15 home runs for the Rangers. Got off to a little bit of a slow start. He's got a chance to be an all-star. Ian Desmond.
He almost looks more comfortable in the outfield than he did at shortstop.
Center field. How about that? So the Rangers now 52-29. Astros won tonight 5-0 over the White Sox. Fires over Gonzalez. Astros are smoking hot. Houston has won 11 out of their last 12. That's the AL wild card. The Red Sox and the Astros would be in right now, with the Royals right there. Carlos Gomez hit a home run, and he's starting to play much better for the Astros. So the top 2 teams in the AL West, Rangers and the Astros, both win tonight. And the 2-2 pitch, 98 miles an hour, right past Marcus Semien. So that's an impressive inning for Caminero. 7-3 as we go to the 8th. A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by PG&E, together building a better California. So the Pirates leading the A's 7-3. A's led 3-0 after 2 innings, but they have been shut down since then. The A's have just 1 hit since the 2nd inning. McCutchen, Marte, and Freese. Andrew McCutchen skies one foul down the right field line. McCutchen is 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 4th. 1 home run in the game for the Pirates. Jordy Mercer solo shot in the 3rd. Marcus Semien a 2-run homer for the A's in the 1st. Good fastball inside corner, a strike. Tomorrow night, game 2. Rich Hill back on the mound, off the disabled list for the A's. Fireworks after the game. So come on out. It'll be a nice night. Saturday night here at the Coliseum. Fourth of July weekend. Monday is the actual 4th of July. A's will be in Minnesota. Day game against the Twins. Find the nearest fireworks show. Hendricks has it, fires to first, and they get the speedy McCutchen one out. Picked that up with the bare hand.
Well, and McCutchen can run, so he knew he had to hurry, but first and foremost, if you're going to barehand, you got to make sure you get that ball first, and he did, and he then made a good throw.
Number 6, Starling Marte.
So with 1 out, Starling Marte will hit. Marte takes a strike at the knees. Marte 2 ground outs and then hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th. The 6th inning really hurt because there was 2 outs, nobody on, and then Marte got hit by the pitch, and it ended up being a 3-run inning. Swing and a miss, 0-2, and it turned a 4-3 game into a 7-3 game. Pirates bullpen is quiet. The Red Sox beat the Angels 5-4 at Fenway Park. Right over Chacin with Kimbrough getting the save. David Ortiz, home run number 19. Career home run number 522. Swing and a miss. Marte strikes out. Good fastball from Liam Hendricks.
Well, Hendricks has run a couple of those cutters off the plate to set up that fastball, and you can see Marte diving out over the plate, almost protecting, trying to take an emergency hack, and that ball was already by him.
So with 2 outs, David Freese steps in. Swinging and a miss by Freese. In that Red Sox win over the Angels, there was a 1 hour and 35-minute rain delay. And that's why that game actually just went final. So the Angels lose for the 4th consecutive game. Mariners leading the Orioles 3-2 in the 8th. That's Safeco. So 0-2 the count. Blocked by Fegley. Freese tonight 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the 6th. McKeon in the dirt. This one rolls over toward the A's dugout.
Figley's had a lot of those tonight. A lot of balls bouncing quite a ways in front of him. Taking a few off the wrist.
Getting beat up.
Yep. Why you'd ever want to be a catcher.
That's a fair question. 2-2 pitch. Freeze fouls off the fastball. Told you about the Indians beating the Blue Jays 2-1 in 19 innings for their 14th consecutive win. Unbelievable. Again, Freeze, the fastball away. Kind of reached for it, stays alive. Tigers beat the Rays 10-2 down in St. Petersburg. The rookie Fulmer got his 8th win. Got chilly quickly. I think they've got chilly. Chile starting about the 3rd inning. Yeah. It was pretty nice when it was 3-0. Over Hendricks' head, and Simeon's going to dive. We'll hold on to it, and Freeze will take it. An infield hit. So Simeon got to it, but he was not going to have a play on Freeze.
Well, Freeze did a good job in this at bat, keeping the at bat alive. Fouled off some good fastballs down and away, and you can see Simeon how far he has to go. He's able to get there, but he knows there's really no play as long as Freeze hadn't fallen down, getting out of the box or anything.
So hit number 8 for the Pirates. There's a guy who's had a big night, Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He has scored 2 and knocked in 1. So he's the Pirates' designated hitter tonight.
You talked about his struggles with the Angels. It's funny how all of a sudden that next year the guy's a different guy. You get in that right situation, you get comfortable. You see more playing time. Maybe you just fit right in the lineup in a certain spot, and things just start to click. And hitting 6th in this order all season, not hitting 6th all season long, but he's done a great job for these Pirates these first 3 months.
Swings to that one, and that's a strikeout for Hendricks. A hit and a runner left. So bottom of the 8th coming up. 7-3 Pirates lead. It'll be Reddick, Valencia, and Davis. All right, game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 7-8-1 for the Pirates, 3-4-0 for the A's. The middle innings, Pirates doing a lot of damage. Locke went 5. Sonny Gray went 6. Mercer with a home run. Joyce has knocked in a couple. Marcus Semien with home run number 17. It was a 2-run shot in the very first inning. But the A's now trailing by 4 as Reddick leads off the bottom of the 8th inning. Caminero back out there. The first pitch off somebody's foot. It wasn't Reddick's. Caminero had just a 10-pitch 7th inning. He was impressive with a strikeout.
And that wasn't off Stewart's foot either. He whiffed on it and went right off the umpire's shin guard.
There's the strike. So 1-1 the count. Very hard thrower for Caminero. He's 6'4", 245 pounds from the Dominican Republic. Swing and a miss.
There's the split finger. You see fastball out of the hand, and it's 6 to 8 miles an hour slower. You can see kind of the bottom drop out of it.
And then back to the fastball at 97 miles an hour, and Reddick swings and misses. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
So hard to lay off it because you just swung at a split that was down in the zone. Then he elevates a fastball at 97, and Reddick just tried to foul that off and wasn't able to.
So with 1 out, here's Valencia. Swing and a miss.
This Pirate bullpen a strength for a few years now. They just have so many options. Lots of times you'll see Phillies, or you'll see Watson.
Huh?
Yeah,
Dolly Phillies.
Or you'll see Watson.
And you haven't even mentioned their closer yet. Melanson's pretty darn good. So some good arms down there. And an 0-2 pitch at 99 miles an hour. And that's the second out as Valencia swings and misses. Hey, join us tonight, A's Post Game Live. It's the A team. Vince, Ray, Mark, and myself will get together, have an unscripted roundtable discussion about tonight's game. We'll do it right here in this booth. It's only on A's Post Game Live and on 95.7 The Game after the game. So those good-looking gentlemen to the right, they'll sneak on over and join us here in the TV booth. There they are. Nice gentlemen, those two. We'll break it down. So 1-0 the count to Chris Davis. That is, as they like to say, an easy 96, 97, 98 miles an hour from Caminero.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of effort, and it just,
man,
it's just right on these guys, 97 and 99.
And there has to be a little movement as well, because this ball is, I mean,
I don't know if it has time to move.
Final location, it's right there. But the velocity is very impressive. And wow, that is as good of an inning as we've seen this year against the A's. 3 consecutive strikeouts, Reddick, Valencia, and Davis. So Caminero doing his thing.
Craft Beer Fest is Friday, July 15th from 5:05 to 7:05 p.m. before the A's face the Toronto Blue Jays. Each special ticket includes 2 pours, a commemorative Pilsner glass, and a game ticket. Breweries scheduled to appear include Ballast Point, Drake's, Firestone Walker, Lagunitas, and more. Go to athletics.com/craftbeerfest to purchase tickets.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Andrew Triggs comes in. He's going to face Harrison, Mercer, and Stewart, top of the 9th. He's trailing 7-3. 13th appearance for Triggs. So Liam Hendricks, 2 good innings. Gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, and a couple of strikeouts. Harrison's had a good night, 2 for 3. A single, a double, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. He had a big hit in that 6th inning, a 2-run double. So the bottom of the order, Harrison, Mercer, Stewart, 6 for 10 with 5 RBIs and 4 runs scored. So you look at those 3 guys, and then you look at the top 2 guys, Jaso and Polanco, 0 for 8.
Yep. And we started this game talking about Polanco and McCutchen and Marte. And it was the bottom of the order that got the A's tonight.
Pirates, with the season just right around the halfway point. I'm sure they still feel they got plenty of time. Doesn't mean they're going to catch the Cubs, but they'll be in that wild card hunt as Harrison strikes out. So 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Make sure you join us tomorrow. The A's continue this 3-game interleague series against these Pirates. Chad Kuhl against Rich Hill. Our coverage starts at 6:30 with A's pregame live. Complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. The home of A's baseball is CSN. So join us for that. If you feel like coming out to the ballpark, do so, because there's fireworks after the game, which is always a fun night. Watch the fireworks from the field. Watson's the closer. Hughes is the other right-hander, number 48. 1-1 the count to Jordy Mercer. Mercer had that home run in the 3rd that got the Pirates scoring started. Right to Simeon. Simeon over top, 2 away. And that'll bring up Chris Stewart. So the crowd tonight, 15,710. It's been kind of a mellow crowd. We've seen good crowds the last 2 nights against the Giants and over in San Francisco. Kind of festive crowds. They were very much into it. Exciting games. But tonight just seems like kind of a mellow group.
Well, I think it's tough to replicate those Giants-A's series. They're almost, you know, playoff game type atmospheres with the fans especially.
Stewart takes inside. You think about when you were pitching for the A's, you guys had the great teams. The Giants had very good teams back then, and when those games were played here, there was over 50,000 people
every single time.
Mount Davis was open in the upper deck.
Yep.
Huge crowds coming out.
You always got the toilet paper rolls thrown from up top. And Dave Renetti was frustrated the entire night.
Yeah.
Got fights and people.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah. But it was fun as a player, man. When fans started their different chants, and it was awesome.
Stewart takes a fastball in the inside corner. 2-2 the count.
there were more fans for those Giants-A's games than there were for the actual playoff games.
It's probably true.
You know, I mean, it was those were some special games.
2-2 pitch to Stewart is low. So now a full count. In the bottom of the 9th inning, it'll be Butler, Smolinski, Fegley. After Fegley, Alonso, and hopefully a few more. A 3-2 slider stays inside, and he walked it. So Stewart with the 2-out walk. Just the second walk issued by A's pitchers, as Sonny Gray had just 1 walk. So what happened last night, thank goodness, will not happen tonight. A's pitchers walked 11 last night. Jaso, right field. Reddick's right there. So we are going to the bottom of the 9th. Work to do for the A's. They need 4 to tie and 5 to walk off. 7-3 Pittsburgh.
Player of the game, Marcus Semien, first inning, 17th home run of the season, got a fastball, drove it out of center field just like he did last night. Did it again tonight.
Well, let's hope he bats in this inning. That would be a good start anyway. So the new pitcher for the Pirates, that's their closer, Mark Melanson. He's 22 for 23, having a very good season. 1.48 ERA, 34th appearance for a big right-hander, Mark Melanson. His name's been in the trade rumor mills. He'll be a free agent after this year. We'll see if he remains with the Pirates.
A lot could depend how they play in the next month, you know.
Question. So now at third base is Jung Ho Gong, and David Freese moves over to first base. First pitch from Melanson is a big overhand curve, and it's a strike to Butler. Billy Butler is 0 for 3. Smolinski to follow, and then Fegley. Melanson, fastball on the inside quarter, 91 miles an hour.
And when Melanson's right, that's what you see. You're going to see very good command. That big overhand breaking ball, a fastball and a cutter. But when he's right, he will spot all of those.
There's that curve again. Melanson last year, 51 saves. He led the National League. 33 saves before that. This is his 4th year as the Pirates closer. Started with the Yankees. He's also been with Houston and the Red Sox, but he's really kind of coming to his own here in Pittsburgh. Tapped toward third. Gong has it. Cross to Freese. Throw is wide, but Freese grabs it. So Butler is out, and that is out number 1. It has been a quiet game for the A's offensively since the 2nd inning. From the 3rd inning on, the A's have had 1 hit. It was Smolinski. 2-out single in the 6th inning. They just have not gotten anything going. First pitch to Smolinski is a high strike. Smolinski has also grounded to short and lined to short. Broken bat, slowly hit toward Harrison, who charges it. Josh Harrison flips to second, and that is the 2nd out here in the 9th inning. So it's up to Phegley to try to keep it going.
Now batting the catcher, number 19, Josh Phegley.
Phegley tonight is 0 for 3. Melanson, good pitch there, but he is straight over the top.
Everything's got that downward tilt. The 12-6 curveball going straight down.
He would be an attractive reliever for a lot of teams in the pennant race. Another nasty pitch, and it's 0-2.
You can see this. I think this is just a little cutter. You can see it's just a little cut action. Phegley out in front. So difficult when it looks just like a heater coming out of your hand.
0-2 pitch. Tried it again. This one kept it away, and it's a ball. 1-2.
You don't see it very often. His cutter's 90 to 92, and his fastball's 91 to 93. They're very similar in velocity.
And that's a sharp breaking ball, and they foul it. Must have just got a piece of it.
Just on the bounce. You can see this ball bounces right in front of the plate. Then off the bat.
Melanson kicks and deals. Tried it again. Stewart with a nice block. A's post-game live coming up in just a matter of moments, including the A-team. Join us for that. And make sure you join us tomorrow night for Game 2 of this series. 6:30 A's pregame live will get you ready to roll for Rich Hill's return from the disabled list. Close pitch, a little outside. 3-2 to Phegley. Not a save situation for Melanson. Payoff pitch, here it is. Tapped over the mound. Mercer to first, and that's the ball game. So the A's had a 3-0 lead in this game, but then